Sometimes when people are remembered, it's not always for the greatest thing they did or how they lived most of their life. Too often the history is maybe what separates them from the norm or something that was somewhat unusual. In many cases, it might be a tragedy. So one case like that here in Woodland Cemetery is Elijah Wishart. He was a 28-year-old young man who joined Company K, 2nd Iowa Infantry during the Civil War in May of 1861. He would survive the Battle of Fort Donelson and the war and eventually make it back to Des Moines to make his home. I'm sure he likely hoped that he was beyond all the violence, had been through the worst of it, survived, and when he took a job as a Des Moines police officer, he probably hoped only for the best. Yet what history leaves us with is the distinction that Elijah was the first Des Moines police officer that was killed in the line of action. He was shot by Frank Pierce, who was asked to stop dumping garbage in the local cemetery. Frank's reply was to fire multiple shots on Officer Wishart, and he was killed and died the following day. Mr. Pierce was convicted and only sentenced to 4 years in the penitentiary here in Iowa. After less than 2 years, the governor at the time pardoned Franklin Pierce. The murderer would go on to live a life of considerable wealth as an oil baron in Nebraska, while an article in the Des Moines Register in 1892, a year after the murder, said that Elijah's wife had to seek relief from paying her property taxes. Officer Wishart's grave would go unmarked until the year 2020.